the vessels that host this holy soul throughout our years on this earth. That with death, our soul leaves our body and passes on to a different place, one in which it is closer to God. With this in mind, we gather together today to bid an affectionate and respectful farewell to a beloved father, grandfather, great-grandfather, brother, relative, and friend, George Steiner. We begin our service with the traditional recitation of the 23rd Psalm, thereby linking his life with the eternity of God and more than 3,000 years of tradition of the people of Israel. Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai ro'i lo echsar, b'notesha yarbitzeini amei menuchot yinahaleni, nafshi yeshovev yancheni v'maglei tzedek l'man shemo, gam ki elech b'geit salmavet, lo irarak yatayim adi, shiftecha u'mishantecha hema yenachamuni, taroch lefanai shulchan neged sorarai, dishanta v'shemen roshi kosir vaya, ach tov v'chesed, yirdefuni kol yemei chayai, v'shavti b'veit Adonai la'orech yamim. A Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Today is the last day of the holiday of Sukkot, a day also known as Hoshana Rabbah. According to Kabbalah, the judgment of Yom Kippur is only finalized today. It is a very unusual day for all Jews, uniquely combining the joy of the holiday with solemnity and intense prayer for a good year. So it is today for those gathered here. A day on which the Jewish calendar is a day of joy is turned into a day of mourning and solemnity with the loss of a loved one. In keeping with Jewish custom, normal eulogies are omitted, as are some of the traditional prayers. Yet we would be remiss if we did not speak somewhat of George Steiner, who lived a full and meaningful life with lasting impact even on those not related by blood. Born in Romania, a survivor of the concentration camps, eventually making his way to America, working as a mechanical engineer and the manager of Clearview. My wife did say she remembers him very well from Clearview. What was most important about George were his positive traits as a hard worker and a people person, as a generous and kind person, very involved with B'nai Zion and Israel bonds, but who was also charitable to individuals in many ways, doing so quietly and without fanfare.
Would like to say a few words. It is very hard for me to say a few words about my father, who was a great father, who gave everything for his boys and his grandchildren, his wife. He was always there. He always taught us what's right and what's wrong. We all shall remember him with great honor and great love.
Amen.
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 O God, in whose hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh, standing by the grave of George Steiner, who has been taken from his family circle, we thank you for all that was true and good in his life, for all that was sweet and inspiring in his character. May this hour, consecrated to his memory, bring its message of consolation to his family and friends. May your love comfort and sustain them, that even when walking in the valley of the shadow of death, they may see your light. To George Steiner, whom we remember this day, may peace and bliss be granted to you in life eternal. May you find grace and mercy before the Lord of heaven and earth. May your soul rejoice in that ineffable good that God has laid up for those who revere him. And may your memory be a blessing unto those who treasure it. O God, receive in mercy the soul of George Steiner. Grant him that everlasting peace that you have prepared for us in the world to come. May those who mourn his loss find comfort in the faith that though the dust returns to the earth as it was, the spirit returns to God who gave it. It is only the housing of the spirit that we now lay within the earth. The spirit itself cannot die. El malei rachamim shochen meromim, hamtzei menucha nechona al kanfei hashchina, b'ma'alot kadoshim u'toarim kezohar harakia, me'irim u'ma'asirim et nishmat, Yerucham Kalmi ben Avraham shalach le'olamo, ba'avur sha'anu mitpalelim ba'ad haskarat nishmato. Lachein ba'al harachamim astireo b'seter knafecha le'olamim, utzror b'tzror hachayim et nishmato, b'gan eden tehei menuchato Adonai hu nachalato, v'yanuach b'shalom al mishkavo, v'nomar amen.
Amen.
God of mercy and compassion, from whom we come and to whom we return, in whose hands are the souls of the living and the dead, in whose eyes 1,000 years are but as yesterday. Grant infinite and perfect rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure, to the soul of George Steiner, who has gone to his eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that you remember all the worthy and righteous deeds he performed. May he find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May his soul be bound up in the bond of life. May he rest in peace. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Do you want them to cover it before Kaddish? Do you want to cover it?